And here it is. It is here. Roll up, ladies and gentlemen. One man went to mow. Here it is. It is here. Here I am. Hope you are there. The session has pardon me. The session has commenced and your company is required. That thing that we do run about this time is being done exactly at this time. So if you are available right now, avail yourself of the session. Surrender yourself to the space for however long it lasts. That session, oh gosh, that's too, I'm trying to see what works best for this. Let's go with that for a moment. I'm trying to see what color mix works best for the platform. So that's why you're seeing all that psychedelic colorings on your screen. One man went to mow, the eagle has landed.
Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimebujuku.
Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. Inyamadika yabika kwa namno. Hey, anamekele maduche mefo. Manemo, it's an honor having you on board. When I'm singing along, holy, 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 Namdekano is another Savior. Gonna sing along, holy, 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 Namdekano is another Savior. When I sing along, holy, 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 is another Savior. Getting moving right and getting moving fast now. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, holy, getting moving right, moving fast, yeah, for freedom. Is another Savior. Yeah, for freedom. Holy, 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 Namdekano is another Savior.
Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior, holy, 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 Adimebujuku.
Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. ọma dịka ya bika kọkwa na m n'ụwa. Ana m ekele Maazị Chemefo nwanne.
And there it is, the voices of defiance from the east. Holy, holy, Nnamdi Kanu, their other savior. So there it is right there, holy, holy. Holy, 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 as guys, I bring you this. Police repel assassination attempt on Governor Soludo. PDP calls for security beef up. So it looks as though this guy has landed with a bang, because really it's all matters attrition and friction, really, since he landed on that spot. He's gone to the motor parks to fight the AGBEROs. He's gone to the prisons to cozy up with the prisoners. He's a challenged IPOB head-on, and the upshot of this very early tenor now, police repel assassination attempt on Governor Soludo. PDP calls for security beef up. So there it is right there. So there it is right there. And here, this is right here. LCC postponed tolling at Lekki-Ikoyi Link Bridge. So Lekki-Ikoyi Link Bridge, of course, infamously known as Lekki Toll Gate, that space now they are looking to reopen charging fees for people to pass through that space. But a lot of resistance to that, to the point that people have actually gone to court. They, of course, are still moving head on, but they have reasons to pause now. But why have they paused? The headline first, LCC postpones tolling at Lekki-Ikoyi Link Bridge. So exactly why they felt the need to do that, we'll find out shortly. Hold on. Okay, so we find this out shortly as well. Nigerians are tired of insecurity, erratic power supply. TINUBU now just throwing away all caution now and just going at it headlong. So this is what Buhari is saying to, this is what TINUBU rather is saying to Buhari. So now what quite is chances at that APC primaries is then the question. Nigerians are tired of insecurity, erratic power supply. TINUBU confronts Buhari frontally. So there it is right there. I mean, it's just going hell for leather for it. So how that quite pans out for him, we'll find out shortly. PDP, Obi may emerge Southeast consensus candidate, Saraki for North. So it looks as though now the narrowing down of the PDP space, at least by this writer's permutation, is that essentially it's going to be an Obi versus Saraki shootout. Of course, a lot of people are already of the thought that that ticket likely to go to Atiku Abubakar. So the writer now, he goes completely off-piste to suggest something that is not being discussed, that does not rhyme with public reasoning. But quite what underpins this, we'll find out just shortly. Nigerians are tired of insecurity, erratic. No, that wasn't, we've done that headline already. So where were we? Hold on. Yeah, so there we are. PDP, Obi may emerge Southeast consensus candidate to take on Saraki. So we'll find out what is going on there just shortly. Bole Kaja politics. GARBA SHEHU berates Governor WIKE for condemning federal government's decision to grant state pardon to convicted ex-governor Jolly Name and Joshua Dariye. So there it is right there. A lot of condemnation about that pardoning, but really that terminology is essentially fits WIKE's style of politics, which is brutish and brass. Brutish and brash, not brass, but brash. So brutish and brash, and all encapsulated within this terminology. Bole Kaja politics. GARBA SHEHU berates WIKE for condemning federal government's decision to grant state pardon to convicted ex-governor Jolly Name and Joshua Dariye. So quite what the pushback is from GARBA SHEHU, we find out shortly. So the usual protocols are click on the like button if you haven't already. If you are not subscribed, then do the right thing and do that. Then lean back, kick back, and take it easy. And let us ease you through the next however long this session lasts on a wild ride on All Matters Nigeria. But first, to attention for the anthem.
To the Nigerian national anthem, Mr. Albert Congo raises the flag of the new nation.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians old and proud to serve our sovereign motherland. Our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign. In peace or battle honored, and this we count as gain. To hang on to our children a banner without stain. O God of all creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed. And so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed.
And there it is, right there. Nigeria, we hail thee, and we hail thee indeed. So Nigeria, we hail thee. As guys, I bring you this. Police repel assassination attempt on Governor Soludo. PDP calls for, pardon me, security beef up. Gunmen said to be allegedly working for IPOB stormed Usuafia, Governor Soludo's hometown, Good Friday night. The gunmen, according to sources, arrived Usuafia at 8:30 p.m. in 4 jeeps. The hoodlums, who were said to be armed to the teeth, engaged the policemen at Usuafia Junction in a gun battle, which lasted hours into the night. Correspondents learned that a police officer at the place was fared short, whilst many were injured during the attack, which was said to be an assassination attempt on the governor. It said that the incident led to the residents scampering about for safety and in the process sustained injuries. The PDP youth leader of Anambra South, Honorable Ikechukwu Amenike, who confirmed the story to correspondents in reaction on Saturday, urged the Anambra state government to beef up security at Usuafia, lamenting that the place had become target for gunmen. It started at 8:30 p.m. The gunmen started shooting from the junction where they met some policemen. The policemen engaged them, and one policeman was fared short in the process. I am urging the state government to beef up security at Usuafia, at Usuafia, because the town has become a target for gunmen, Amenike said. So there it is right there. It's just the rate at which Soludo is going is really in need of prayers, because it's taking everybody headlong, pretty much from the get-go. So quite what this means now, because they are interpreting this as an attempt essentially on his life. So quite what that means, and they are making the attribution to IPOB, by the way. I'm not quite sure why they are making that, but quite what this means, we find out shortly. Well, we find out in the course of time. LCC postponed tolling at Lekki-Ikoyi Link Bridge. The Lekki Concession Company says it again. The Lekki Concession Company says it has again postponed toll collection at the Lekki-Ikoyi Link Bridge. The suspension of toll collection, according to a statement by the LCC Managing Director Yomi Omomuwason on Friday, was to give residents more time to register for electronic toll devices. Omomuwason said the company will announce a new date soon. As a responsible organization, we must take full cognizance of everyone within the axis. Therefore, we want to continue with the ongoing engagement with our stakeholders. The preparatory operation to resume tolling on the bridge have been smooth so far, and as we are grateful to all stakeholders for their cooperation, the planned commencement of toll collection has now been postponed, allowing more of our customers to register for the electronic toll devices to enable seamless passage at the toll plaza, the statement reads. Tolling had stopped at the bridge and at Lekki Toll Gate, the epicenter of the October 2020 NSAS protest, following the demonstration by youths against police brutality, amongst others. The LCC, some weeks ago, announced the commencement of tolling operations at the toll gate. Omomuwason at the time said tolling would commence on April the 1st, 2021 on the Lekki-Ikoyi Link Bridge. However, commuters plying the corridor would not be made to pay tolls until April the 15th, 2022. He had said the resumption of services at the Lekki-Ikoyi Link Bridge toll plaza followed extensive consultations with and the support of key stakeholders, including the Residents Association, traditional rulers, and community leaders, professional bodies, as well as the Lagos State government. But members of the Lekki Estate Residents and Stakeholders Association have denied this. They vehemently rejected tolling at the bridge. However, the LCC went ahead with the resumption of tolling with the deployment of security vehicles and personnel to the bridge to prevent any protest by residents in the area. So tolling by force, that's almost extortion, is it really? But then there it is. It never changes within that space. PDP, Obi may emerge Southeast consensus candidate, Saraki for the North. Ahead of the May 28 presidential primary of the People's Democratic Party PDP, there are indications the party may have fewer aspirants as consensus talks continue amongst the two leading camps. Former Senate President Bukola Saraki, Governor Aminu Tambuwal Sokoto, Governor Bala Mohammed Bauchi, and investment banker Mohammed Hayatu Din are working towards producing a consensus choice for the North. Correspondents report that though former Vice President Atiku Abubakar was approached and actually participated in one of the meetings, he has no faith in the project he believes is skewed against him. Saraki is the favorite to emerge the consensus choice of the group, barring any change of fortune in the weeks ahead. In the Southeast, ex-Anambra State Governor Peter Obi, businessman Sam Ohuabwanwa, erstwhile Senate President Pius Ayim, and medical doctor turned politician Nwachukwu Anakwenze are in deep talks to present a common front at the primary. Obi, this medium gathers, is the favorite to emerge from the camp, given the tremendous goodwill he enjoys across the 6 geopolitical zones. A member of the party's National Working Committee, NWC, confided with correspondents that PDP will do everything possible to avoid the mistake of the 2018 primary which had as many as 13 aspirants contesting for the ticket. According to him, building an early consensus would make the party gather the required momentum for the 2023 election on time. He said, consensus is the main thing. The chairman, the highly respected Dr. Ayu, is a product of consensus. With consensus, there is less trouble, less feud, and what have you. What we are looking at is the possible elimination of about 10 persons at the primary. That will not only help us elect our flag bearer with ease, it will also save the time of the party officials, staff of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC), and of course journalists who will be on the ground to monitor the process. The NWC is encouraging consensus but will not force or cajole anyone to quit the race. The decision to contest or step down lies with the aspirants. Speaking on why consensus is likely to do the party a world of good, the source said, in 2018 preparatory to 2019 election, over a dozen or so aspirants were in Port Harcourt. When a winner emerged, even though the process was transparent, many of the aspirants did not warm up to the outcome of that event. This is why this convention is likely to take a new shape in the form of fewer aspirants and winning strategy for the 2023 election. Meanwhile, the PDP has called on Nigerians, particularly Christians, to use the occasion of Easter, which marks the resurrection of Jesus Christ from the dead, to rekindle their hope for a brighter future and a national rebirth under a new democratic order. This is as the party blamed the Buhari government for a legion of atrocities in the land, particularly disregard for the rule of law and violation of human rights. In a statement by spokesman Debo Ologun Lagba, the PDP said, Easter, the celebration of victory of life over death, offers us the opportunity to further strengthen our resolve to rescue our dear nation from the forces of death, suffering, and misrule that has held her hostage for the last 7 years. Such forces have in the last 7 years divided and suppressed Nigerians, arrogantly instituted lies, propaganda, deceit, disregard for the rule of law, intimidation, and violation of human rights as official policies of state, brought untold economic hardship and acute poverty as a weapon of suppression and mass destruction, pillaged our national treasury with impunity, opened our nation to terrorists, and looked the other way as outlaws take over territories and daily massacre our citizens. In a related development, the PDP has again adjusted the timetable for its activities and fixed new dates for the purchase of nomination forms. According to Ologun Nagba, the extension of the date is to enable the party to make up for the 2 days public holiday as announced by the federal government Friday and Monday. Under the new timetable, let me just give you the fullness of it. Under the new timetable, the last day for the purchase of forms have been extended to Tuesday, April the 19th, 2022, whilst the last day for the submission of completed forms has been extended to Wednesday, April the 20th, 2022. Consequently, aspirants for state and national assembly seats now have up to Friday, April the 22nd and Monday, April the 25th, respectively, to purchase their nomination forms, whilst governorship and presidential aspirants can still obtain their forms on Tuesday, April the 26th and Wednesday, April the 27th, respectively. Similarly, April the 25th, 27th, 29th, and 30th have been slated respectively for State House of Assembly, National Assembly, governorship, and presidential screening. So that is our PDP then as they are positioned now. Bolekaja politics. GARBA SHEHU berates Governor WIKE for condemning federal government's decision to grant state pardon to ex-governor Jolly Name and Joshua Dariye. Senior Special Assistant to President Buhari on Media and Publicity GARBA SHEHU has berated Governor Yemson Wike of Rivers State for condemning the decision of the federal government to grant state pardon to two convicted former governors, Jolly Name of Taraba State and Joshua Dariye of Plateau State, who were both imprisoned for stealing 1.16 and 1.6 billion naira respectively. The former governors made the list of convicts, 159 convicts, who were pardoned by President Mohamed Buhari, who presided over a Council of State on Thursday, April the 14th. Reacting to this development, Governor Wike said the decision by the president was purely political, as he wanted both former governors to help the APC canvass for votes in the 2023 elections. Wondering why such a pardon was not granted to the ex-Delta State Governor James Ibori, Governor Wike said the granting of state pardon by the president for the governors was a disservice to the judiciary. Wike, who stated this in Minna on Saturday, April the 16th, when he visited delegates of the People's Democratic Party ahead of the party's presidential primaries, said the Buhari regime's anti-corruption war was selective. I want to tell you that this government is very deceptive, and they have deceived us enough. You have big people. You jail them after all the court proceedings and waste of money. Then you ridicule the judiciary by granting them pardon. How will the international community look at us with these type of things we do? Look at the amount spent in the prosecution, and you wake up one morning and mess it up, all because of politics. He obviously wants them to help him during the elections. He wants Dariye to help in Plateau, whilst Name will help in Taraba. If it is not for election purposes, why did he not grant the likes of James Ibori and Atuche? So there it is. In his reaction, Shehu said the governor had the opportunity to attend the Council of State meeting where he could have objected to the decision, but he failed to. He said the River State Deputy Governor, who represented the governor at the meeting virtually, switched off her camera and made no contribution. I do not see the moral justification for Governor Wike's criticism of the decision of the government to pardon Governors Dariye and Niamey at a meeting which he was duly invited but did not attend. The River State Deputy Governor, Dr. Ikwilabo Banego, who joined the Council of State meeting virtually, switched off her camera, so it was difficult to determine whether she sat behind the dark screen or just walked away after first joining. If the governor felt so strongly about the pardons, the right was for him, or so that should be the right thing. The right thing was for him and his representatives to sit through the meeting and assert views. This did not do, or they did not do, you should say. A press release after the meeting is Bolekaja politics. So Bolekaja politics now, the appellation being tagged onto Yemson Wike. So Yemson Wike. Okay, let's see. Let's take one more, and then we'll come into the room to come and see if there's anybody there to take it on. 2023, call your supporters to order. Oshibajo has right to contest. APC chieftain tells TINUBU. A chieftain of the All Progressive Congress APC, Hafiz Abubakar, has asked the former Lagos State Governor, Bola Tinubu, to prevail on his supporters over unwarranted media attacks on Vice President Yemi Oshibajo. Abubakar made the call in a statement to newsmen on Saturday. The Vice President has come under verbal attacks from TINUBU supporters since he declared his intention to succeed President Muhammad Buhari. That TINUBU is also interested in the nation's top job. His supporters have launched a social media campaign against the person of the vice president, with many describing him as Judas that betrayed his former principal. The APC spokesperson in Lagos State, SHEHU Oladejo, has questioned the vice president's handling of Nigeria's economy. However, Abubakar in his reaction said Tinubu supporters were playing a risky game and they should be called to order by the APC national leadership. He said, Asiwaju's campaigners are playing a risky game and the party and administration should call them to order. Attacking the VP's official capacity and its achievements in the same APC government is tantamount to biting one's nose to spite one's face. Asiwaju's lieutenants are denigrating their own party and their own government. The former Kano State Deputy Governor said that the Vice President, with his credentials and record, had the same right as Tinubu to contest for the nation's presidential office. Abubakar said the attacks on the Vice President's character, person, economic responsibility, and religious affiliation are quite deplorable. Let us have a contest of ideas for the ticket of the party, not a contest of backbiting, libel, and name-calling. Asiwaju should call his people to order and exercise the leadership he is known for. This approach is a red flag on him, and it is a black eye on the party, the president, and the administration at large. You cannot attack the vice president and not be attacking the president and the administration. It is disappointing, and the party leaders and the new NWC should take charge in the discussions to avoid a dampening of the party's fortune, he said. He urged Tinubu and his team to work together with everyone to support the party and the government to achieve its goal in the time left and not throw stones in a house that they helped build. So there it is right there. The backlash against Tinubu is now coming thick and fast. So let's round it off with this last one. Nigerians are tired of insecurity, erratic power supply, Tinubu tells Buhari. The national leader of the All Progressive Congress APC, Ahmed Bola Tinubu, on Saturday, told President Muhammad Buhari that Nigerians are tired of excuses over the never-ending insecurity and the socio-economic challenges in the country. He stated this during a grand rally. Organized by youths under the urges of Progressive Youth of Southwest to declare their support for his presidential bid at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena, Onikon, Lagos. He described the youths as brilliant and encouraged them to team up with him and make Nigeria better. The former Lagos State governor stressed that it is possible to live in a Nigeria that is free of insecurity. The former Lagos State governor stressed that it was possible to live in a Nigeria that is free of insecurity, epileptic power supply, disunity, and other social ills. He challenged the youth to revalidate their permanent voters card ahead of the 2023 elections. Tinubu said, all you need is courage, determination, and perseverance. If YouTube alone has 1.9 billion people following it, including all of you standing here, then Nigeria can excel. We can do it. You must develop the can-do attitude. You must believe that this country is yours and you want to change the story. You must change the story of potential, the story of banditry and tribalism. We as a nation can conveniently feed ourselves by being creative, visionary, and committed. Anybody who says we cannot, they can go out because it is voluntary. We cannot continue the lamentation of the past. We cannot continue with excuses of power failure. No nation made rapid development without electricity. Give us light, and if we cannot be successful, then you can abuse us. You cannot give us erratic light that is undependable and then blame us again that we are lazy. So this is a frontal attack on Buhari anyway. So all bets are off. It's just, you know, he's just throwing it all out there and to see what comes out at the end. Now, Nigeria, it is about time. We have enough gas to fire up electricity and supply the rest of Europe and make money long term from it. You know it. We don't want to bore you with it. When I started, we used to pick dead bodies on the streets, but today Lagos is one of the cleanest and most progressive states in the country. So that is TINUBU now throwing essentially at any and everybody, and it's just a AGBERO essentially. This is what it is now. Thomas, I see you. Charlie Boy, I see you. Ajanle Koko, I see you. And Ajanle Koko, I see you again. Ajanle Koko, you are in twice. So I'm not quite sure which one is the real one. But let me come to Thomas first. Hopefully we've not lost him yet again. Thomas, are you there? Okay, we don't seem to have Thomas.
I'm here.
Oh, all right. Good to have you, Thomas. So let me start you off then on apparently what seems to be an attempt on our Soludo'S life. But let me come to Ajanle Koko. Ajanle Koko, can you indicate which of these your appearances is the real one, so I can remove the other one from the screen?
You can take out one and see which one is which.
Okay, no, that one you are talking with is the real one. Yeah, so that's good.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, yeah. All right, I got you. All right, brilliant. So to you, Thomas, then. So Thomas, it looks as though they are now attempting on Soludo'S life. Does this concern you somewhat?
Mama, happy Easter to everyone listening to all over the world. Yeah, the blessing of the Easter will be ours. Woman, if you remember, Ajanle Koko said this, that if this man is going in this route, this guy we come from him in big time. I'm just curious that this man that they will not finally eliminate this man, because it's getting dirty every day. You remember you've brought, is this not the 5th or the 4th incident or attack of the gunmen? I think
yes, they seem to be targeting him, especially at his heartland, which is his local community, his indigenous area, his hometown, and that is where they want to try and get him. This is what we're picking up.
But why? I don't know. We said why will the same people killing themselves? It calls for a big question to ask sometimes. Why will
you see what I think is going on, Thomas, is that there's been an insidious embedding of criminality within that Anambra space for so long. This guy has now come to clean it up. But these people, they've grown so used to that criminality, feeding fat, they've made billions of it, and they are used to that lifestyle. So they're not going to let him clean up. So he's essentially trying to clean it up, but then the forces of evil fighting back. So this is what I think is playing out.
It's terrible. It's terrible. But I wish the man can have another approach. Maybe the route is going too hard somewhat. But if you say we want to clean up, you have to do it. Because this man know what is going on there. He know what is going on. Even before becoming the governor, he knows these guys. He knows everything about that space. So if he wants to clean it up, it's good to clean it up, but he should be wise how to go about it, so that he will not pay with his. I don't want to say the other thing. You understand what I mean?
It's moving too fast and it's moving too funky. Is the thing. This is the issue. But
is it not the right thing to do?
Oh, it is the right thing to do, but is it the right way to do it? Is the thing, you know?
Because I don't know. Because if this tempo goes like this, that set will be in real fire. because at least this is the fourth or fifth attack on that state since this man has been swearing, and it's not 1 month. Or is it 1 month? It's not 1 month yet, isn't it? It's last month they swearing him. So I pray God will just it's just, I would say let's not pray. We should go to the action. But now I think Anambrans, they have to pray now or speak with this guy. If they know them, the governor should sit them down. What do they want? How to empower them to leave this criminality so that the state can move forward. I think that would be
Thomas
the
likes
right way to
asking
go.
what do they want.
No, I don't know, because they said a policeman was shot. They nearly eliminated the man. So what's for? If the governor is there to do his work, I saw this man. They clear some garbage, try to make things work. At least that is what we are expecting. One man, you said this man has not done nothing, but that is what we are expecting. Clean up, sweep up into action, do the right thing at the right time, let people see the dividend of democracy. I think that is what we want. But if we are saying the man is moving fast, how do we want him to move? Do we want to move like Baba go slow, Buhari? So I don't know. I just pray God will protect the man and protect the Anambrans, so that at least they can get the dividend of democracy from this guy.
You see, what seems to be the issue in the East is there's too many. Pardon me, I want to. Yes, there's too many guns on the. Excuse me. Yes, I knew that was coming. So sorry about that. So there's too many guns. There's too many guns on the streets, and there's no employment in this space. So you have guns awash all over the East, and you have employment not available. So marry the two together, and this is what is playing out.
But that is why I said earlier on, if you sit them down, empower them, create job opportunity. But before he can do that, he has to clean up first. Take arms out of the actor, non-state actor, so that the state can be in peace. But if this man is going on this route, he will not be able to do anything. They will render him useless. Because if there is insecurity in the state, the man doesn't have the power. The federal government have the power and the might to do that. They are not helping. They are attacking every day. People, it will scare up the investors. And this man is
never going to defeat the gunmen. So his best is to negotiate them out of the space. You know.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. That he should call them, sit them down. Solly said, "What did they want?" I don't know what they want. I can't even phantom anything in my brain now. This is what they want. But if anything they want, you should sit them down, negotiate them out, so that the peace can be in the state and they can focus on delivering the dividends of democracy for the Anambrans. That is my submission, woman.
All right, brilliant. So going back to real politics now, Obi may emerge Southeast consensus candidate, Saraki from the North. So it looks as though the what the PDP seems to be doing is they are trying to prune down their space so that by the time they do get to the primaries, yes, they will have primaries, but they will have just very few candidates to choose from. So they're encouraging consensus from all the political camps that are vying for because you have to consider that the North is a particular political camp, and then you have to consider that the Southeast is a political camp, and every geopolitical region a political camp. So bring your best forward and then let them compete against the best of other spaces. Seems to be the preference of the PDP. And the best, because the Southeast are now coming together to form to agree a consensus, and Peter will be their best foot. But then in the North, they are hinting that Saraki is going to be the consensus candidate that they are going to put forward. That is who Tambuwal will back. That is who Bala Mohammed will back, and all of the other people in the group. They had one meeting with Atiku, who quickly spotted that it was essentially a put Saraki forward project. So he pulls out of that. But they are pruning it down now So it's essentially going to be a Saraki versus Peter Obi with what is the article making a third in that mix. So what are you then making of what is evolving out of the PDP?
One man, I think they are deceiving themselves. I don't think anyone can jettison Atiku in that space, because I think Atiku has the structure of that space. But one man, I want to ask a question: Is there any Southwest in PDP? Because I
don't know of one. There's only Dele Momodu, who is not even a Yoruba man.
That is Yamed.
It's from the Delta region. So
no. He's Edo man now. So there is no Southwest at all in that race. I think PDP is focusing more on the east side of Nigeria.
Your fire share is there. Your fire share is there.
Is it all right?
Your fire share is there.
Fire share for president, stomach infrastructure, Nigeria.
Please, let's not count fire share.
I mean, this is it now. So let's just say there's no Yoruba. You know that is back on the streets eating corn with the market women again.
One man, let me tell you, in Ekiti, he did that thing. People were laughing at him, and he uses that thing to win election. Whether you like it or not,
he knows his own. He knows his own people.
That's his own strategy. Solid. I remember before he became the governor, he was giving them water free in Ekiti State. My mom is from Ekiti State. I witnessed that. So he was giving them water free. He called the water spotless. He was giving people water free. That is what he used to claim that ticket and win that election. So it's working for him, one man. It may not work for him in national level, but state-wise, it's working for him. I witnessed that, one man. Free water for everybody, putting water in the doorstep of everybody in Ekiti.
And after he became governor.
The end.
Yes,
look at that.
See, one man,
they are brainless in Nigeria.
They are very peculiar kind of people. You know, they are about now. Fayemi provided long-term things for them. They didn't want. They wanted the one of now. That's how they are, unfortunately.
Can you say this when
are you from Ekiti yourself?
Can you say it in presence of Allah? Can you say this in presence of Allah?
I am from Ekiti, Ajani Koko.
Oh, so you people are now. You don't care about tomorrow. Stomach infrastructure now.
When the guy says stomach infrastructure, is it all right? He knows his own people now. When he says stomach infrastructure, LAB people.
I'm telling you. Fayemi removed ghost workers. So they didn't like that thing. You know, he automated the system of payment. So you get automatic payments once it's time for you to collect your salary. So that cut a lot of people's money because they removed thousands of ghost workers. So that's why most of them voted Fayemi out and put Fayose back. Let them be doing their rubbish. Fayose now came there and scattered all the projects that Fayemi was building. Ikogosi, all those things, all those projects. They wanted to put all those that thing that is in Calabar that carries people on a rope.
Yes, I forgot what it's called there, but we all know it. Yeah.
Fayose sold everything, all the AC, all the bed, he sold everything. You know, so when Fayemi came back, they had to start all over again from scratch. Just terrible.
So, one man, as we are saying, PDP, we have already championing Peter Obi here. That is the only person in the Southeast. That is the only person. I have all those ones shouting. I don't even know their name. Peter Obi is the only one. But it's a good move so that the all region can have a consensus, so that they can have maybe 4 or 5 people going into primaries. Because I remember 2018, they were almost 13 in numbers. So the votes was so scattered. But if they can do the consensus within the region, then put that one forward. But woman, who is
It's yin and yang. It's yin and yang. You know, it's a Fulani man in the north, and it's from Owo in the south. It's a yin and yang man.
But because he should pick one. If he wants to be Yoruba, let him be Yoruba. If he wants to be Fulani, it should be Fulani, so that we can know they are picking from the south.
He's a Yoruba by name, but by geopolitical zone, geopolitical zone is from the north central.
Then is it northerner?
Yeah,
but historically that space is Yoruba land. It's from Kwara. It is Yoruba land.
Yes. But you know, politically, geopolitical zone. I mean, political zone in Nigeria is from north central. So he's coming out from north central, not from southwest.
Is he a preferred choice over Peter Obido? Because it looks as though now on the
among who or in PDP?
No, in general, because it looks as though on the 28th of May there'll be 3 names that people will be running.
You mean Saraki?
Yes, Saraki. Yes, there'll be 3 names.
He's from Egba now. They're from Egba. They moved from Egba.
It's from Mali. It's from Mali.
No, Saraki is from their daddy. No. Their daddy
he himself told us it's from Mali.
No, I'm serious. They're from Egba now. I'm serious. Okay. They moved to Kwara or whatever.
You know, he grew up in Surulere, but you would not know from the thick set Fulani accent that is now adopted.
He speaks Yoruba.
He grew up in Surulere now, according to Alexander Gomez.
So, one man, back to what we are saying. So, I think it's a good move for them to get a consensus candidate from each zone so that they can go forward. But one man, are you not saying they are trying to plot against Atiku?
No, yes, they are. They are trying to plot against Atiku. And if Atiku gets that ticket, it will not be as easy as it was previously. As I was just saying, it's now essentially going to be a choice between a consensus Peter Obi, a consensus Saraki, and then a maverick Atiku. So that's where the game is going in a PDP. So,
but don't you think Atiku should go and rest? This is the 6th time. I think they don't want him in that space anymore. With their body language, the handwriting on the wall, I think they don't want him. They don't want him in this race because they know if he was in this race, there is a chance for him to clinch that ticket again, and maybe they think he will not win election for them. So maybe they want to jettison him for another person. That's what I'm saying. For me, 6th time is too long. That means Nigeria doesn't want him, or maybe the party doesn't want him, or there's something with him that doesn't rhyme. Because they have given him for so long now. He has been in this race, even though he's not in PDP for all the 6th time. But I think they want to plot against Atiku. But Ajale Koku rightly said, I don't know the politics of PDP, but Ajale Koku normally tell us every time that Atiku has the structure of that party. So I think
there's no structure. There's no structure outside of delegates now, because if they are going to do like the primaries, it's essentially who the delegates vote for that will carry the party ticket. But how many of those delegates does he still command? How much loyalty does he still command? Because his loyalty base is built around people like Saraki, Tambuwal, Peter Obi, all these kind of people. So if these people are now having ambitions of themselves, of their own, then how much of that structure does he still is still loyal to him?
No, guys, there is Ajaleko coming.
Okay, let me tell you, one man. You see, Atiku is not saying anything. You see him watching them the way they are saying that,
plotting the coup, plotting the coup,
moving around and jumping from one state to the other for their consensus. He doesn't bother about them because they don't have no structure in the party across the country. So person that have the structure is the person that will bring delegates to the primary. So Atiku is the man to beat. If all of them put their structure together, they did it in the last in 2019. Their convention.
2018.
Is it 2018? Yeah.
Yeah, 2018. Yeah.
If
okay,
you put all their delegates together.
When you say structure, what does that mean? What do you mean?
What the structure mean? Structure is the people that represent your group within the party from one state to the other. That is what the structure means. Because within the party we have
these same people that we work for him that is plotting coup against him now. Don't you see?
That's what I'm saying. Because a large part of his structure is Saraki. A large part of his structure is Dinomelaye. A large part of his
no. You see, yes, Saraki have his structure. Saraki's structure, I don't see it beyond Kwara and Kogi, and possibly maybe some states in the north, what do you call it? North central. I don't see Saraki's structure in the southwest Nigeria. I don't see Saraki's structure in southeast Nigeria. I don't see Saraki's structure in south Nigeria. I don't see Saraki's structure in northwest. I don't see it in northeast. So, but in every state of the federation, Atiku has structure in every state of the federation, because this is the Yaradua group. This is the Yaradua structure that he inherited after Yaradua, and that Yaradua structure was what they drove into formation of PDP. They are the largest structure, and they are that they are the structure that won primary for Obasanjo at the inception of PDP, and that structure is still in place. It's the same structure that Yaradua used. So it's the same structure that has been used. That's why he has been winning. They are present. No other politician have that structure across the country. His group are intact and they are loyal, and they remain committed to that group because they've been coming a long way in that group. They've been coming a long way since the 90s. So that structure to beat it.
All right, we'll see how that plays out. The primary is on the 28th of May. But just on the thought on that space, because APC now came out yesterday to tell us that their primaries will hold on the 30th and the 31st. Do you think the PDP should move their primaries to match those dates? Because from what the APC are doing, they're clearly trying to steal a march on the PDP. So should they move it to match it, and then they hold their primaries on the same day, so that nobody then gets the advantage of seeing what the other one has done first?
Well, I think both sides are watching each other. But PDP have not announced the date of their primary, right?
They have, the 28th.
28th of May?
Yeah.
What of APC?
The 30th and the 31st.
Oh, 30th and 31st. So, well, I think the strategy that PDP is trying to send out is to come out with a candidate first. And when that is done, that can...
Because once they know the candidate for PDP, then they can, because they have everybody, they have everything to counter. They have TINUBU to counter, they have Oshibanjo to counter. So whatever PDP comes up with, they have candidates, then they will just wait to counter it. So that is what I think they're trying to do.
Well, yeah, that's what they're trying to do, but it's not gonna. Whoever that they bring out is not gonna be a. It's not gonna be a deficit on the side of PDP, because PDP have a very strong position, now, particularly they have a very strong campaign. They are well positioned to carry out a very strong campaign against APC. I haven't seen the way that APC have destroyed the country. So they just need to compare and contrast the way they govern Nigeria during their own time, and the way APC govern Nigeria. They just need to, draw a contrast between both of them. Who has governed Nigeria well? Who has made Nigeria the wealthy state? Who has positioned Nigeria as the first economy in in Africa? Who has made Nigeria a country that is open up for investment? And who has destroyed make Nigeria a country that is not attractive to foreign investment? So it doesn't matter any candidate that they bring out. It doesn't matter. As long as PDP get their acts together and are ready to carry out a very strong campaign from door to door in Nigeria, they'll be in a better shape to crush any candidate from APC.
All right, thank you. So back to you, Thomas, to round off your thoughts on that space. Thomas, back to you.
Yeah, so I wish, for me, as things is going now, I don't even want Atiku on that ticket anymore. Maybe they've sat down within them and they think maybe he cannot win election for them. And even so, one man, Atiku have run on a northerner ticket. For me, for accountability and fairness, he should come to the south. I don't even want Atiku on that ticket. He should come to the south. If Atiku have won election come 2019 rather, fine. But since he has not won election, I think that Zoni should come to the south, so that at least the Southerners should feel welcome as well. Why will you be Atiku every time? I don't know. Maybe I'm speaking something that is meaningless here. Because if he's going again now, what is the new thing? So I don't see any change. He should come to the south. So, but who is coming to the south too? I don't see anybody in the south. No, is it WIKE? Is only Saraki I can still vouch for a little bit. Peter Obi will not get that ticket. Just forget Peter Obi. So it's between Saraki, WIKE, or
I'm not sure you'll be so quick to this. Anyway, because Peter Obi, he has the totality of the egos in there, and he has, more importantly, he has national appeal. Everybody knows him and likes him in the whole of the country. So the country favors him more than they favor WIKE now, who they say as a brash guy. Even GARBA SHEHU is calling him Bolekaja, from
GARBA SHEHU from Borno. WIKE over Peter Obi. People will pick Peter Obi and PDP rather than WIKE.
These two parties, none of them will push any Igbo for their presidency.
Why not?
They will never do that.
Why not?
They will never do that. You are not going to win election. There are many things on ground that.
But Peter Obi is the acceptable face of the Igbos now. Is the acceptable face.
Is he acceptable in the southwest?
Well, no, they like him. Everybody. Do you know anybody that does not like Peter Obi?
I like him.
Yes, everybody likes him.
I like him. But we are just talking here. But people on ground, will the Northerners vote for Peter Obi?
They like him.
Are you sure?
They do.
I don't know that.
They do.
I don't know that.
Then whoever is vice president, along with him, running with him will matter too. So
yes,
you can't write him off in the north.
if they had him and Tambuwal as a ticket, I think that will appeal to a lot of people. That will appeal to me. Would that appeal to you? Would that appeal to you? Peter Obi ticket with a Tambuwal vice. Would that appeal to you?
Of course. Why not? Yes. I want the Easterner. I want the Easterner. They need to get that ticket and win. But will Nigeria vote for Easterner in the generality? I'm not talking about any section now. Generality. Will Nigeria vote for
because
Easterner?
you know that Peter Obi, he's not that tone of. It's not that you know the reason why people recoil from the East is because just their tribal ways. But Peter Obi is not really a tribal person. He doesn't come across and he doesn't present himself as a tribal person. He presents himself mostly very much like Obasanjo. He presents himself and Showeretu. He presents himself like a Nigerian rather than a tribal man. But Wike, of course, very tribal. Yeah.
He's not a bigot man. He's not a tribal bigot. You can see it in his body language, when he speaks, anything. So I wish PDP good, but I want PDP to get a good candidate that would defeat this APC. I don't even want this APC at all in any sense. Even if it is Oshibajo, if it is Dizo, let them have it for 4 years. PDP 4 years, APC 4 years. PDP, if you don't do well, we vote you out, we vote for another party. At least by that time, if you get to that stage, the party will sit right that, if we don't do well, the next election is coming, they will vote us out. So let us do good. So I think it will be good for Nigeria. One man. That is my submission.
All right, thank you. So briefly on this, 2023, call your supporters to order. Oshibajo has rights to contest the suit. APC chieftain tells TINUBU, and this is a voice from the north, by the way. And this approach that TINUBU is making, and we must be fair, we can't just say TINUBU because there's so many satellite groups that have put themselves forward as something for their Gaban. So it could be all of these satellite groups, maybe outside or within his knowledge, but essentially the attribution still goes to him. But this chieftain of the party now is now saying that caution these people, whatever influence you have over them. Do you think this attack that they are being launched, this vicious, fierce attack that they are launching against Oshibajo, his personality, his person, and his record, do you think it will quickly backfire against the TINUBU camp? Thomas.
One man to me, when we remove politics and we talk like brothers, TINUBU, Atiku, TINUBU, Fashola, all these Fayemi, all of them. Let's be frank. One man, Oshibajo betrayed them, betrayed TINUBU. Let's be frank. Let's remove politics. But when we are talking of politics, there is no betrayal in politics. Anything can happen in politics. I don't think maybe you agree with me. It's a betrayal to me. That's my opinion. It may not be betrayal to other people. I love Oshibajo. Oshibajo is my man. But when we remove politics, it's a betrayal somewhat. So Oshibajo should expect more attack. The attack has not come at all. He should expect dirty one more than this. And I can't say TINUBU is pushing people to attack him. People will voluntarily attack Oshibajo. People will do.
But do you think these attacks will very quickly backfire on TINUBU?
No, it has nothing to do with TINUBU. And TINUBU hasn't made any even statement.
Yeah, but do you think people will think that he has nothing with when they are attacking Oshibajo to support TINUBU? Nobody will want to know whether it's TINUBU that sent them or not. They will, yeah.
People follow blindly in Nigeria.
Right.
They don't even care the personality. They know what is going on. TINUBU doesn't need anybody to attack Oshibajo for him. People will do it.
Yeah, but what I'm asking is these attacks that are being launched against Oshibajo, First, they attack him on religious grounds. Now they are attacking him on treachery. Now they've attacked his record as a vice president. So will very quickly, these attacks, will it backfire against Tinubu's campaign?
No, I don't think so. Woman, do you see the crowd Tinubu pulled 2 or 3 days ago? Do you see the campaign? Massive crowd. So Tinubu doesn't shake. Tinubu is shaking somewhat, but to me, the man is still confident. He knows what he wants and is going for it. I don't think people should attribute any attack on Osinbajo on Tinubu. People will attack Tinubu Osinbajo. I'm here now saying it. Did Tinubu pay me? No. But to me, it's a betrayer. That's my opinion. It's a betrayer. But when we are talking of politics, there's anything can happen in politics.
Thomas,
but to me, yes, please.
Thomas, listen. He has to manage his supporters because you cannot attack Osinbajo in all fronts when it comes to policy or politics. Because if you attack him in that front, that means you're attacking Buhari. So he has to play. He has to play it very, very smartly. You cannot go against Osinbajo on every front. You have to be very picky on what you go on after him. If you go after him on policy or his performance, you are indirectly attacking his boss, and that might affect Tinubu in the long run. So that's.
Babati, if you are Tinubu, how will you be feeling now? How will you be feeling? If you are Tinubu,
it doesn't matter how he feels now. What are you talking? Sometimes you have said something.
It's control chaos. Don't tell me he does not know where the attack is coming from. He knows the people that are doing it. So if he really wants to,
he's asking you if you'll be feeling betrayed by Osinbajo. But it doesn't matter.
No. Why would he?
Why should he not have the ambition?
Why would he not be ambitious? The man is a VP, for God's sake. He has his own group, his own supporters that are also gaslighting him. Of course, he wants to run. What he should have done is call this man and have a sit down with him. But to say, how dare you even run? You've grown, that typical Nigerian mentality, you have grown wings. I'm the one that's not going to work. The man is a VP, for God's sake. So betrayer is not even the right word to use. The man is ambitious. Compete with him and show him that you are the master, right? You say you're the master, then show him. But don't go all this ruffle. Yeah.
Rather than this approach, the best for him to have done is that I welcome all competition from the best possible people and made the best man. He should have made the best man win rather than you betrayed me.
Then call him to the side and have the
And
conversation.
muscles.
Because if you say he's incompetent, he didn't perform as a VP, you are taking a shot at Buhari now, right? That's the way it's going to appear that you're attacking the administration.
And that is what the chieftain of the APC is saying, that if you attack, the guy has been the vice president, that is his credentials now to want to be president. So if you attack him, then you attack the administration and his boss, and that almost certainly will backfire.
Did Tinubu attack Osinbajo?
No, but there's a lot of attacks against Osinbajo, which of course it has the attribution to either Tinubu or Tinubu's camp.
That should be expected now. It's politics. What is the big deal about that?
But it's the nature. It's the nature of the attack. It's the nature of the attack. It's too personal and it's too religious. The tone of it is what people are recoiling from.
We are referring to
no
response. Not the attack itself. Listen, we are
what is it? What did he say? That,
no. We are saying that the way he should have spoken, like regardless of the attack, he could have said, "Let the best man win," like one man said. Just keep it light, not what people are saying. Just don't keep quiet about what they're saying, but because just say, "May the best man win." He's the VP of the country. Keep it that way.
Or he could have even done that off the back of all these attacks to come out in the public to say that, look, I'm seeing all these attacks and I am not directing it.
Exactly.
In fact, I welcome Yemi coming into the race because he's one of the better brains in the country, and this will, that's just that tone. Then he will capture that space. But he wants to.
You people are saying these things as if they are in the Western world. That's how the politics is played.
But
Even if it's not
politics
the word.
is hearts and minds. It's hearts and minds
So
now.
he won't. He might not even say anything, honestly, because sometimes it might even kill that Oshibanjo ambition beforehand. Because Oshibanjo must start thinking, with the crowd that is following this man, with all this attack, am I even strong enough to compete with this guy? So he might come out and say, "Oh, I'm stepping down. I want to support TINUBU." So all these guys, they know how they play that politics in Nigeria. It's quite different. There is no decency. There is no politeness. They don't think in that direction as such. So even if it's not TINUBU, there are some people attacking him behind. Say they probably even told TINUBU, "Oh, we've done posters. We're going to post him up and down. That is Judas. That is this." TINUBU will give them rank a day. Oh yeah, carry on. Because obviously, me, I don't like. Ajanikuku said, I think Oshibanjo should be expecting what is going on right now, and that's why I said I don't even see why he's going to the extent of making people going live on video to start saying, "Oh, assalamu alaikum, I work for the FSS, I'm a Muslim." You don't need all that. You're even paying more attention to it. Ignore it for now. It won't. But once you start bringing people out to start making video, then you will prolong it in the whole sense of it. So it's not really worth it at this point. Maybe when you now get the ticket, yes, you can start addressing all those accusations, because it's not like it's election next week. So why are you even responding to those things? The main thing now is to get the ticket. All those things that, oh, you are religious, you are this, that won't affect the consensus who they choose. So if they want to choose you, they will still choose you. So why not keep quiet now and not even respond to all those attacks until you get the ticket? Then you can start trying to show
but
the
attack is all for the ticket now. So it's not until you get the ticket now. Once they get the ticket.
No, but you think the people that the consensus.
Hold on. Once they get the tickets, they will hug publicly to tell you that there's really no problem. They will hug. If TINUBU gets the ticket, the first person to hug him will be Oshibanjo. If Oshibanjo gets the ticket, TINUBU might take a bit
100%.
later, but he will hug him too. They just, they don't, it's politics now. You know the game.
So
but what I'm saying is,
the attack is for the primaries. So you will expect it. So after primaries, no attack anymore. They have to work together for the person that wins the ticket. So I think the attack is now, and Oshibanjo should expect more. I repeat this: he should expect more. People will say it, that is a betrayer, is a Christian bigot, is a this, is a that. So that is politics for you. So if you can't bear the fire, don't put your hand into the fire. So this is politics. DOG, I think you are your statesman. You know about politics of Aditibu. I grew up in I know the politics. So you know how it's dirty. It's very dirty. Baba Aditibu played dirty. So that is politics in Nigeria. So one man lets another person move on, so that.
But to be fair to TINUBU or Oshibanjo, on the moral ground, he betrayed TINUBU. On the moral ground.
May God bless you.
Yeah.
I want
to be fair to TINUBU. On the moral ground, he betrayed TINUBU.
When did you start being fair to TINUBU?
I'm really shocked about this
on this platform that I think always come out to tell us what it is straight off. Most people come, they will say this today and say that tomorrow.
You're always coming here to mobilize people to go and burn his house down. Now you don't want to burn his house down anymore. Look at this guy.
No, when we are talking about betrayal or betrayal, we have to distinguish it clearly. On the moral ground, he betrayed him. But constitutionally, he did not betray him. according to the law of Nigeria, he has done the right thing he need to do. And I think TINUBU should have expected that as well, because the second man to the most second position to the most exalted position in Nigeria, we know the antecedent that everybody that is vice always want to be number one after the boss retire. That, you know, TINUBU should have expected that. So if TINUBU was short-sighted and thought that the way he has been using people, other governors in Lagos, from what do you call it, Fashola to Ambode and to this one now, that's the way he thought he can use Oshibajo. But it was so short-sighted. Things will not work for you the way it's working. Things will not work for you all the time. Sometimes it might go wrong. So this time, it went wrong against him, and he should just take it and just move on. So, and I think that is what he's doing. I think he has moved on since the Oshibajo declared, and I believe he's doing his groundwork, is mobilizing very well across the country within the party. So, but the greater job, I mean, is more easier for TINUBU to mobilize politicians around the country against Oshibajo, because politicians, when it gets to this time, they stick together. Some of them that are corrupt and they have same mission that, hey, we want to go and share wealth. They know themselves. People that want to go and share wealth among themselves, the nation wealth, they know themselves. So they can group up. TINUBU is among them.
Mommy.
Yeah. It can group up.
Said to you.
Mama.
Amen. Mommy, I'm streaming at the moment. I'm live.
Our mommy, who's the mommy?
Oh, sorry, I didn't mute myself, did I? That was my mom.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought I muted myself. You see, this is the thing. I was saying that one of these days we will hear some funky things, but you didn't hear it from me. But that was just mommy saying Happy Easter.
Okay. So TINUBU with the politicians, they know themselves.
You record the other mommy, and we will hear you.
Which other mommy?
You know now, the other mommy.
I don't know. You know, I'm a Sunday school teacher in my church. You know, I'm a clean cut.
You see, one man is on my mommy.
Yeah, everybody is on my mommy.
Thank you, Ajaleboko. Yes, only. Now it's time to attack one man, Joe. One man is on my mommy.
Sorry, the attack is it moral? Is it moral to attack one man? Is it moral? The morality of it, is it moral to attack him?
Yeah, what is the moral? Every day attack every day. So you know, they give me a good beating every day. But thank you. Let's go from Thomas to Babati, and we're still staying with TINUBU Babati. But it looks as though he's just throwing everything at it now. So there are lines that you did not expect him to cross. He has now crossed them now. So you see that it's just going all or nothing, all chips in. Nigerians are tired of insecurity, erratic power supply. TINUBU tells Buhari, and he did not say this publicly, and he did not say this ambiguously. He said it at the Mobolaji Johnson Arena as he was addressing his crowd. So there it is right there, open fire, because the two areas of criticism against Buhari, the power supply and the insecurity. So he goes after them, after him rather, on those two fronts. So what are you then making then of this all-in strategy that TINUBU is adopting?
Let's just start from this place. I think TINUBU might be overestimating his strength in the party, because what he's campaigning for is more of a general election rhetoric. This is not the way you sound for primaries. This is the way you sound after you've secured the ticket. Then you can go on the Buhari did not do this, he didn't do that. You cannot be saying this kind of stuff for primaries. It's not gonna help him in any way to perform. I don't really, but the way
because the person you're asking to, the people you're asking to vote for you are people within the administration that you are criticizing.
So the way TINUBU has been carrying himself around the place, it's like he's running for general elections, not primaries. If you look at the way he's been campaigning so far, it's more like a general election, like he thinks he's already secured the ticket. So, and the rhetoric is starting to match that delusion. To be honest with me, it's been delusional. You for primaries, in American politics they call it pivoting, right? You say one thing for primaries, then you pivot to generals. So he's already speaking in terms like he's running for president already. I think it's the wrong move. It's a very wrong, not well conceived pattern. It's not going to work. So you should be careful, saying those kind of things. We know that there's no security. We know that there's power, but you cannot. No. For primaries, let's stay on the issue here. For primaries, you cannot use those kind of words right now. Maybe in a few months, you get the ticket, then you can say that.
Huh? All right, let us D come in. D, yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it was addressing people and is making them know the challenges which nobody, even the present government can't deny that we have issues of security and power. So I didn't think he was saying it in a way that they should be feeling bad about it.
No, he said it in a way they should feel bad about it. That's what he did.
You are showing the failures of the president.
How did he say it?
Oh, okay, let me. It says. Let me give you what it said. It said. We as a nation can conveniently feed ourselves by being creative, visionary, and committed. Anybody who says we cannot, they can get out because it is voluntary. We cannot continue the lamentation of the past. We cannot continue with excuses of power failure. No nation has made rapid progress without power. So and then he goes on. He used that word. He says, the national leader of the All Progressive Congress, Ahmed Bola Tinubu, on Saturday told President Buhari that Nigerians are tired of excuses over the never-ending insecurity and other socio-economic challenges in the country. So it is quite frontal and it pointed somewhat.
But
so that's
don't you see maybe he thought
but would Buhari alone be the one to choose him? Buhari is not going to be the one alone to choose him. And he has done his groundwork and he probably believes in it. And these are the things we should be commending him for saying and speaking out. And this is why I think this guy can hold on. This is why I understand what you are saying about T. I'm not against what
this is the bombasticness that we were saying the last time.
Exactly. Thank you. That's where I'm going to exactly. This is what we need. This is somebody that can tackle these people, even if he's in power. He's not going to pet people because he probably knows, okay, other people will vote for him. Even if Buhari doesn't want him, other people will vote for him in the party and they will choose him as the candidate. And this guy is really working so hard.
There's also the rumor that he wants to leave for the SDP, but
Yeah, no, I agree with you guys that what he's saying, but the rhetoric is more of a general, not of a primary. You gotta understand the presidency has a faction that you need to secure ticket. I'm not saying you shouldn't say that or you should not believe what he's saying. I agree with him. Everybody knows that he's right. But for the primary, you don't say those kind of words. You don't be saying that. I agree with what he's saying though, but not just right now. Maybe,
but this is how Nigerian politics is. Don't think like the American politics. Even before primary, they start campaigning.
Maybe TINUBU is starting to hear that this thing might not be his. And it's trying to go nuclear at this point. Maybe he knows something we don't know. That maybe this thing might not be.
But from what I know, Nigerian politics, people start in this stage as if they've already gotten the ticket. Everybody, even to the House of Assembly, everybody start campaigning as if they already have the ticket. is quite different from the way they go about it in the US. Everybody that, even people that are not sure, they start campaigning as if this is what they start telling you what they would do. You see, that's what they do. So, and for somebody like TINUBU, for the things he's saying now and what he's doing, I think he has his game ahead, and I think he has even know that even Osibanjo will come out before we knew this whole thing, and he's probably put his plans on ground already. So Tinubu is a politician that has been in the game for some time. So I won't really be using all those moves.
Do you know what? Do you know why I said that? It will make more. It will make more sense if Osibajo was not running, or anybody within the current dispensation was not running. It will make sense for him to say that, because that would be like it's from the outside. But when you have somebody that worked in the administration also running in your party, it comes across as diminishing or demeaning the current administration. So it's just
it doesn't matter. If it was Oshibanjo that said this, I would understand him not saying it.
He wouldn't say it.
But if Tinubu is saying it,
no, the VP will not say it, right? The VP would dare not say that, because it's
part. Well, he cannot say it even because it's
my point.
That's what I'm saying. So if it was the VP, I would understand him not saying it. But for Tinubu saying it, I don't think it affects anything. People campaign, everybody start campaigning as if they're getting the ticket, even before they get the ticket. Go and check everybody till Honorable, all those people. That's the way they do it in Nigeria. That's the problem. So Tinubu coming from where he's coming from, and the way he has said it, he has said what he needs to say, and I think he knows what is going on in his party.
One man, you said something about SDP. How true is that story?
That rumor has been circulating for a couple of days now. But if he does do that, that essentially means that he gives up on any presidential ambition, because nobody is going to Jagaban or no Jagaban. Nobody is going to elect an SDP for the president.
You said that what money can do, more money will do. So, so he might be ready to spend his way to the presidency.
That is how APC came about, though. Okay, let's not forget.
But also, you know that there's the INEC timetable as well, where you have to submit your candidates by a certain date. And is that not June the 6th?
Even if it's 24 hours left, these politicians still have time in their head.
No. According to INEC, no. I think it's 10 months out, right? You have to have everything by 10 months.
No, you don't have to have everything by 10 months. What do you have to have by 10 months?
No. To have your primaries, that should be 10 months to elections, right? That's why they're pushing for July.
Yes. Yeah. You have to have it by I think June the 6th.
Okay.
Yes, that's still a long time.
Yes, but what I'm saying, the window for him crossing to another party is getting narrower.
When is APC's primaries then?
The 30th of May.
Okay, so I think maybe after that, if he does not get it, then he has a little time to move to SDP and handle this business.
All right, but people have been calling for this tone from him for a long time, and he recalls from it. He backs the government wholeheartedly and tells us, especially during that dark period when the Yoruba land was really under extreme savagery by the Fulani headsmen, when they were killing. Remember Parfashiona's daughter, right, when she was killed? Everybody was calling him to come out, and he refused to come out. But he comes out now in this tone that people have been waiting to hear from him. This is almost like a Yoruba nation tone.
There is some credence to that so-called rumor. Then I think he knows this thing might be slipping away from him towards Osibajo. I think there might be some elements of truth to what you just said about the SDP. For him to have said this, I think I will kind of follow up on that to see how that goes, because he might know something that we don't know yet, which might be obvious to some, but for many it remains unknown or unclear for now. But I think he probably knows that this might be slipping away from him, and I think he's also behind this so-called Judas movement. I think he has a hand in that. So don't absolve him of any wrongdoing. He knows the people that are doing it, and I think he's approving all those campaign against Osibajo.
All right. Yes, I'm not far from you in thought on that as well, because that sort of move is TINUBU sort of politics, isn't it? It's dirty politics. And
Yeah,
that's
never. He uses proxies. He never comes out directly to say anything. He uses people around him to do his dirty work. It's always been that way.
All right, thank you, Babati. So, Babati, let me take you. We're still within the PDP. Let me take you actually to the PDP space. I should say, Obi may emerge Southeast consensus candidate, Saraki for the North. So, the tone of our consensus is what we're hearing from the PDP now. So, one, do you agree with that tone that they should have a consensus candidate? And two, they are trying to form a consensus because the Southeast now, they form the caucus to agree on who they will put as their foot forward, and it can only really be Peter Obi. So Peter Obi likely to emerge as the champion from the Southeast, and Saraki now arrowheading a consensus for the North, but he's surreptitiously using that consensus to promote his own presidential ambition. So that consensus has had one single meeting with Atiku, who after that meeting distanced himself from it because he very quickly saw that it was a self-help project for Saraki. So the PDP now, it looks as though come the 28th of May, the names that they're going to be rallying behind to show support is either Peter Obi, Saraki, or the Atiku constituting a maverick third. So what are you then making of the permutations as they're emerging within the PDP?
Oh, Peter Obi. Hello, Peter Obi has been. I think like, for the most people. I know yesterday I said the people kind of clowned me. I said Peter Obi is like the consensus for most people on this platform to run from the PDP, but Atiku still has a stronghold of that party, so they have to find a way to massage his ego to where he backs down, to give Peter Obi the path. But like I said yesterday, ideally I would have preferred for them to have an open debate on live TV for PDP and have a direct primaries to test their wit in the party. So that would have been the for the betterment of democracy in that country, would have been the ideal situation. But Peter Obi being a candidate will be a welcome development in my idea. He's a very brilliant man. I've said that before. It will be my ideal candidate to run for office. I don't even know why Saraki is running. He's just wasting his time. So I think it's between Peter Obi and Atiku. They will be the two to slug it out.
What do you mean that?
I was going to ask you. Sorry, Ajanle Koko. I was going to ask you, Babati, that who do you think, personally for you, a better choice between Saraki and Peter Obi? Who would be the better choice?
In terms of effectiveness that I have seen in office, Saraki is more, you might not like his ways, but he's very effective in dealing with opposition. So Peter Obi might not have that gravitas, But in terms of brains and ideas, Peter Obi, in my opinion, brings fresh ideas. But for knuckle politics, this for let's get down dirty. Saraki, come on, that is in his DNA. So
from father to son.
So he knows the buttons to push if you want to get dirty. But just keeping it.
If they go up against each other, who do you think will get the PDP ticket? Just one-on-one, Saraki versus
one-on-one. Like I said, Saraki can play dirty. Peter Obi is too. It will be Saraki, unfortunately. Yeah.
Why is that unfortunate?
Because I prefer Peter Obi. That's my preferred candidate. But I also understand the Nigerian political landscape. That people that don't show that kind of backbone, like Saraki, that plays dirty, plays to the gallery, as opposed to policies and and innovation and ideas, it's not appealing to the Nigerian masses. Peter Obi is not good at playing to the gallery compared to Saraki. Saraki knows the buttons to push to get people galvanized to do what he wants. And if it's between those two, Saraki will get it. That would be unfortunate. Like I said, sadly again.
Even the way he's playing this consensus politics now, it's just a master stroke, isn't it?
Yeah,
and the way he played as a Senate president, a master stroke.
So see how he's playing. He's playing up his Yorubaness slightly, but not really. You know, it's like, oh, you know. So you see him speaking Yoruba all of a sudden. I'm like, oh, really? Then he pivots back to his northern root. So he's playing this. See, I'm kind of southerner, but I'm northerner kind of idea. I'm the unique Nigerian. I am the one Nigerian. I'm from both sides. So he's giving you that, you know, one Nigerian-ness vibe just to garner support. So, you know, he's playing it very, very, very smartly. I have to agree with you on that one. But, you know, when I prefer Peter Obi, but, you know, Saraki being a northerner is not my ideal candidate. And yesterday, like we agreed to yesterday, I really want an Igbo man to get it. But because if they miss it now, they have to wait for 16 years. Like I said yesterday, they're gonna have to wait for 16 years, and that might not. It's not cool with me. I have to be honest with you. Let's have an Igbo man fight for this thing, get it for now, so that we can at least have some kind of equity in the country in terms of presidency. That would be my best idea.
All right, thank you. But staying with the East still. So what are you then? And this, by the way, is from the Champion. I think this is for Inyam Umayamu's newspaper, isn't it? So they report that a police repel assassination attempt on Soludo. PDP calls for security beef up. So there's a lot of that tonality around, and this was on Good Friday, which was like, 2 days ago. So there's a lot of that tonality. They went to attack Isuafia, which is his hometown. And this is not the first time, even within the last 2 weeks, that space has been attacked. So they are deeming this as an assassination attack, and the PDP lead for that space is calling for more security beef up. So what are you then making? The attribution, of course, it says government said to be allegedly working for IPOB stormed Usuafia, Governor Soludo's hometown, Good Friday. The gunmen, according to sources, arrived to Usuafia at 8:30 p.m. in 4 jeeps. The hoodlums were said to be armed to the teeth, engaged the policemen in Usuafia Junction in a gun battle, which lasted hours into the night. Correspondents learned that a police officer at the place was fired. So what are you then making of this now thing that seems to be encircling Soludo? What are you making of that, Babati?
Yeah, Soludo is an element of change, but I think he has to sit down to reevaluate his approach. I think maybe he's going too fast, like somebody mentioned here earlier. But I don't know for a fact if it's IPOB doing it. But if it's IPOB that is doing it, it's quite unfortunate that people that are the Eastern Security Network or whatever they're called. I think the original plan was to fend off Fulani herdsmen. That was the original plan. But now turn your arms against your own people, including the governor. I think they are justifying being labeled as terrorists as a terrorist group. You cannot attack or even attempt to attack a sitting governor of the state. That is, since it's genuinely, to most people, trying to do his best to, bring them back into the folds, right? He's trying his best to bring them back into the folds. So you cannot have a situation where you have gunmen chasing up the governor up and down. That is, first of all, is unacceptable. And if IPOB is truly behind this, because I was reading a story this morning that IPOB actually filed a case against this guy in Finland. What's his name? Samuel Ekpa. That they filed a case against him, trying to to get him out of their own position. But you cannot have a situation where a sitting governor is being attacked by a so-called liberation movement. That means you've lost the very essence of what you claim to be fighting for as a movement. You cannot have that kind of situation. And I think Soludo has to sit down and reevaluate his own approach as well. Because at some point, I can, tolerate IPOB or try to reason with them. But like OBJ, we always say, you have the stick and stone approach. When you try the carrot approach and people don't listen, once you've tried the carrot approach and people don't listen, you have to then try the stick approach. And I think it's time for Soludo to stop playing nice and start using the stick.
All right. Sorry, Babati. Ajale Koko, can you lead the conversation for a moment? I just need to come off the screen for about a few minutes.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. How are you, young lady?
A young man this time around. Say hello.
Oh,
Young man.
Okay, so
Say hello.
Is it the one sitting?
how are you, one man
Yeah,
junior?
no, yes, it's yeah.
Oh, that guy is trying to
Oh,
take
yeah.
over.
Look at that.
okay, now,
Say hello,
so,
say hello, say hello
Listen.
to the uncles. All right.
but
I just need to put them in the car for my wife to take them out. Carry on. Yeah.
but you get my point, right?
Babati,
He has tried he's tried to play nice with them, but they're not reasoning. He's trying
Babati,
to use the stick approach right now to address the situation. Enough of this playing nice with these people. I mean,
Okay.
you cannot. I mean, that is his life, for God's sake. Come on now.
Babati, can I reply your rebuttal?
Yeah.
You said, does this not make it, justified for why they call them terrorist group? What most of the people in the East would say is, oh, well, it's just the government, pretending to be unknown gunmen so that they will call them terrorists. Secondly, you said Soludo should go hard on them. That would be another reason. They will now say, oh, Soludo is not one of us. This is actually who he really is. He's against the people.
No,
You know how they like to twist all those little things.
No. When you're in
That's what they
government,
want from him. They want him to be aggressive to his own people.
wait. When you're in government, you don't reason like an average citizen. Remember, being an activist is different from governing. When you're governing, it's a very different approach because you have a bird's eye view on issues. This guy has tried to reason. Come on, look at the way the guy when first began. It was
Yes, I'm
meeting with
not
them,
arguing. I'm not
being
saying
reasonable. So, but how long can he keep doing that? How long can he keep doing that?
What
At
you said
some
is
point,
logical.
come on now.
I
You're trying
agree
to
with
kill
what
me.
you said. I agree with what you said, but I'm telling you how most of them will see it from
Yeah,
their
but
own point of view.
no. But as a governor of the state, you don't then appeal that delusion. You have to be practical.
Well, that's the battle.
Let's be practical.
That's the battle.
Now that your own life is in danger now, that is next level bullshit, man. Come on now. At some point, you want to kill the governor? Come on, enough of the carrots, man. Use sticks.
Well, Babati, the statement by itself, don't you think the statement that police foil an attempt to kill the governor, an attempt on foil an attempt to kill the governor, or how did they put it? Don't you think that statement itself is just a ridiculous statement? Because there's nothing that really specify in that statement,
right,
that his convoy was attacked or his house was attacked. So that statement, don't you think is just a ridiculous statement in the first place?
That's the reason why I was trying to clarify if they actually know if it was IPOB for real or just so-called unknown government. So nobody actually knows if it's them that is behind it. But I'm saying that people look at Soludo's initial. This guy tried to reason with them now. Come on, initially he's been meeting with them, having conversations, trying to be nice. But how long can he keep doing that? At some point, you have to change tactics. Like I've tried to reason with you guys. I've tried to bring you back into the folds, but attacking people, all this stay at home every Monday. We are losing money in the state, which is counterproductive to your so-called agitation. People are not working; they're not making money. We're not getting taxes in the state. So the state is losing money in taxes, in revenues. People are losing money for their business.
Can you speculate what they want? Can you speculate what they want? Aside from Biafra, what do they want? Do you have any specification?
No. I think the basis of all agitation in Nigeria is that people don't feel like they belong in the country, that they've not gotten the opportunities that they deserve. That is the bedrock of all those types of things in Nigeria. There's this feeling of not getting the full benefit of being in Nigeria. That is the core of every position in Nigeria. That is the core. So that needs to be addressed, but it cannot be done in one night. It cannot be done in 1 year. It takes time to address those situations. So you cannot then go up and down with guns blazing commanding people to sit at home, shooting at governor, attacking civilians, and I'm supposed to defend you. I believe in your position about wanting to leave the country. I believe in those things. If you want to leave, but not attacking a sitting governor. Come on now, that is way too extreme. Come on.
But are we even sure it's IPOB that went to attack?
That's why I asked. That's the reason why I asked earlier that we don't know yet. I said if it's remember I said earlier we don't know if it's IPOB or I said we don't know yet. But I said based on past antecedents of what has been happening in that case, it might be them, but we don't know. We don't know, but if it's
the attribution often instances is always to IPOB,
right?
It's only because the narrative around the shooting, it lends itself to that space. So they've gone to attack a sitting governor who they may or may not be opposed to, or they go and kill some monarch or political figure in some satellite community in the east.
Right.
So you cannot that's within the politics of their politics.
You can't put for assuming if it's them. But
you cannot attribute it to just random people now.
Do compare him to everybody else in that place. He's been the most approachable, the most reasonable governor so far, trying to do his best. And the guy that's trying to do his best so far, this is the way you.
Do you think IPOB should now just be disbanded for it now becoming somewhat too toxic?
Yeah, because they've abandoned their initial goal. This is not what you plan for. You are banning people from going to work. You are attacking city governors. You are attacking civilians. To what end? What is the point? So they should be abandoned, please. Just get rid of these people. They've
outlived their usefulness.
Yeah, they've outlived their usefulness. Just abandon them. They've turned some kind of bandits in the south themselves. It's ridiculous.
All right, it's just a real thing. But this call your supporters to order. Oshibanjo has right to contest as you. APC chieftain tells TINUBU. So I'm saying that this tone that either TINUBU or people sympathetic to him, the person saying this, by the way, Hafiz Abubakar, an APC chieftain. So the tone that the TINUBU camp, we have to say, maybe not TINUBU himself orchestrating it, the tone that they're adopting is somewhat aggressive, and there's a thought that there's a line of thinking that very quickly this could backfire. This just endless, relentless pointing fingers and shouting Judas at Oshibanjo.
Yeah.
Do you think they should quickly move away from this, Babati?
Yeah, I think for TINUBU has that Hillary Clinton syndrome. The it's my turn. It's my turn. Everybody knows it's my turn. Why are you even fighting me for it mentality? That's what is happening to him. Like, you feel like at this point, nobody should even be challenging him. So when Mr. Jai was speaking about the morality of it, like, I brought you into this fold. Why? I think I will agree with him on one point. Oshibanjo knows two things. I am a VP today because that is TINUBU's seat. He gave it up to me because he was a Muslim. He couldn't get that ticket. Number one. Number two, I have always known that this guy wants to become president. So that might be a betrayal on that part. I will agree with them on that. TINUBU has always wanted to become president. So and his boy knows that. So on that part, I will say the morality of it. He knows it will be a betrayal, but don't go out blaming the government on policies that we all know Buhari failed. Everybody knows that. But once again, you are running for the primaries first. Primaries comes first before the general. That's my point. Once you get the ticket, then you can go all nuclear on Buhari, on how much he messed up or your plans and everything you have for the country. But you cannot do that in the primaries, especially when the VP is on trying to get the ticket as well. It's not going to augur well for you in the long run. And once again, I am going to keep my eyes open on that SDP rumor. Because for TINUBU to start sounding this way, that means, the man did not say anything on Yoruba Nation, they forced him to speak on NSAS. There has been numerous attacks on Yoruba land. He's kept mute, and people said it was because he was trying to plead the North. And for him to start speaking now, that tells me something is boiling that we don't know about. Something is going on within that party that we're not privy to at the moment. But
things are not going his way, and it's just
right.
saying, "F it, let's smash it up." Let's smash it up.
Do you know when he's going to finally leave? He's going to leave when Buhari back somebody else.
That would be May what? May, is it May 2020? When is their primaries again? May
the 28th. But Buhari says he's going to announce his preference just before that. So around about May the 26th.
Wait. So basically, they're going to have some kind of consensus candidate then. Because once Buhari speaks, then everybody will just follow whoever the guy speaks. Then
it's either Oshibanjo or Fayemi.
Oh. Wow. So why Fayemi though? Why do you think it's Fayemi? Because I think the VP would be a more reasonable choice than Fayemi.
Fayemi is more of a Nigerian type of person. Not
really.
Yes, he's not.
So, but you know why he lost to.
I would have said is either Oshibanjo or Amechi. I don't see why
Fayemi is too. Do you know the reason why he lost to Mr. Stomach Infrastructure?
Why?
Too much grammar.
Yeah, too much. My point. He
okay,
does not have
Babati, were you in Ekiti when he lost?
No.
Okay, I was. What you are saying has, if I was not there, everybody on this platform would believe your rhetoric. But I was there. Good Luck sent billions of naira during that election week. Police blocked everywhere. Army blocked everywhere. They were sharing and distributing money and, breaking ballots and stealing ballots. And I was there. So what are you saying?
No. Let me just make the
No. But you just said that why he lost. No. You wanted to talk like you knew why he lost. So that just spoils your whole argument and conversation.
Let me finish. If you let me finish, I was making a clear decision between Fayemi and Oshibanjo. And I was saying, you remember earlier we were speaking of how Fayose has this grand game of the stomach infrastructure. It's more grounded with the people. So my point is that you might say they had the federal might, agreed, but compared to Oshibanjo still has a more grand game than just the professional. I mean, I agree with you. Fayemi is more brilliant in terms of policies and stuff like that, but he does not have that people connected.
But it's obvious that Buhari will either choose Amechi or
so maybe I was
Fayemi is not in play.
But Fayemi. But my point is not so much the politics of Ekiti. I was just trying to make a decision that the grand game itself might contribute to. I get the federal might, but the grand game itself, Fayemi is too policy driven as opposed to people skill driven. He doesn't have that compared to people like Oshibanjo or Saraki or people like that.
That's another reason why I even feel like you would pick him more, because Buhari claimed and said he wants. Buhari doesn't like corrupt people.
We are dealing with Nigerians, for God's sake. Come on now.
Buhari doesn't like corrupt people.
Nigerians, for God's sake.
Just forgive them now. Forgive them out of fear, but it doesn't.
No. Nigerians don't care about your political sagacity, or they don't. Or sadly, they don't care about those kind of things. Like I did it to be Fayemi. I agree with you, but this is Nigeria we're talking about.
Okay, that's why I say let's see till May 28th or 30th.
Fayemi does not have. Like I think before we mentioned it here that somebody was asking me about who will I pick, and I was ranking them, and I actually had Fayemi higher, and it was due to what you just talked about. He's a very brilliant guy, and he came from that revolutionary. He had that radio back in the days now that he was doing all this campaigning for Yoruba Nation. So I do like him from that aspect, but in the Nigerian political sense itself. Sadly enough, people like that don't get into office without help. It's just sad.
Exactly, and whose help is he going to get? Is it not Buhari? Anyway, let's see.
I think Buhari will still lean more because Buhari will still lean towards Oshibanjo if he cares about APC.
Yes,
because the VP has the redeem card. You got to remember it has the religious sect. It has their number as well. So if you are looking at the bigger picture, The VP is a former VP. He has the religious crowd behind him. He has that Awolowo effect too. Trust me, that counts. He's educated as Fayemi as well. So
Okay,
he has
I have
more
one
things going on
question.
for him.
I have one question. Between Oshibanjo and Fayemi, if there wants to be a military coup, who do you think will stand it? Who do you think will be a stronger position to withstand?
I would say the VP because he's been there for 7 years, so he knows a few things than someone that was a governor and a minister. So the
The
VP
VP that said Zanz are tied.
no. You know, he's a VP for come on.
That doesn't mean it doesn't know
No.
things.
Because it's not about being VP or not.
Talo tie or VP?
No, but no. You say no. Listen. You said who would know more. So he's been in that place for 6 years, so he knows
I
more.
didn't say who would know more, who will be able to resist, who will be strong.
So he's the VP because he knows more.
You have to understand that you know that Fayemi is PhD War Studies.
When it comes to coup in Nigeria, forget PhD War Studies.
Forget
PhD War Studies, one man. All right, forget that. When it come, I'm just saying that the VP of the country will know more than someone that the governor compared to when it comes about military formations. I mean,
don't so what it tie or me or me share anything.
No.
Same position.
The guy will shock you if he becomes the president. I can tell you that. Because look at the way Nigeria used to be.
Doesn't he have this weak look to him?
I know it does not work well for him. But remember, there was a time in Nigeria that when Buhari goes to the UK and the VP takes over, and suddenly the value of the Naira start to appreciate.
Babati,
get better.
Just what will be a referendum on the on the candidate of anybody is to watch just what you said, Babati, is to watch the Naira as the candidates emerge. If the Naira gets a bounce, whoever emerges as candidate for PDP, then you know that's a referendum. That's the market signaling confidence or not.
Yeah, because because foreign investment, they're also watching as well. They are watching who you are going to pick. If you pick the right person, you start seeing all these foreign.
In fact, I'm going to stockpile a bit of Naira now. You know.
Huh? You stuck? How much are you stocking?
Maybe a couple of million.
But guys, do you remember that there was a time?
Do you understand? Sorry, Babati. Do you understand what I'm saying though? The Naira as it stands at the moment, if they announce the candidate for APC on the 28th of May, which is just about 5 weeks from now, there's a good chance that Naira it will appreciate by a good 15-20%.
One man, you are a trader.
Easy.
That's not possible.
Do you know why?
It's possible. Ajani Koko is possible.
Yes, and I'm going to buy Naira to bet that.
One man, you know what you are betting on? The final move has to be the president that is being chosen. That's what will actually be the final move, or if the Naira will appreciate or not.
Solely.
How would Naira appreciate in an unproductive economy? What are you?
No. It's the market. It's market forces now. If finance, it's a confidence-led space. Yes. If finance thinks that this guy that is coming in is somebody that has a plan and we can work with, they will immediately start to signal that the investment wants to come into that space. And that investment will drive up the value of the currency. The currency will appreciate just from the confidence that the market is signaling in that candidature.
Anytime Fayemi with the VP2
Babati, let me make this statement.
Sorry, go ahead.
That will happen under a normal circumstances. Nigerian situation is not normal. You don't have
No. You have
insecurity.
Babati just told you now that the Naira bounced when Oshibanjo just took temporary charge of the country.
Let me give you an example. Anytime Buhari went to the UK and the VP took over, the Naira always appreciates.
Yes.
10-15% easy every time he did it. They're like, oh boy, Buhari stay in London. Do you remember that?
I don't know what you are talking
about.
No.
There was a period when Buhari was
a matter of public record. Yeah.
Okay. What is up with that record?
You can just align the dates.
At what percentage does he appreciate that is so significant
I am not kidding
No,
you.
it said
Half of
10,
the Nigerians.
15%. 10,
20,
15%.
easy.
Eh?
That was between the 300 and 450 range back then. Anytime it took office, that thing just went like 450, 400, 380, 360. For like that 3 month period, it will just go down. People are like, oh, more Buhari, just stay in the UK, please stay. I think you guys remember now. People are even preferring the
Yeah,
UK.
no, that's why I'm saying I'm going to make that bet. It's only like for 4 weeks.
Yeah,
you know.
The value
and then in a few months to come, everything will be wiped off. What are you talking?
Yeah, but you would have made your
Buhari showed up
profit
again.
now. You would have made your profit. So
Because Buhari showed up
okay.
again. That's the reason the thing went back up there. Oh my God, this guy is back again. Guess what happened to the Naira again? It started depreciating when Buhari came back. I'm telling you, when they see people that are in office, they know what you can do. The Naira will reflect that. It will reflect the quality of leadership. It does.
It's confidence, isn't it? It's the market
it's
market
market
signaling
force.
confidence in the leadership. Yeah. But
that's true.
yeah. So yeah, go buy Naira is what I'm saying to everybody. Go buy Naira. So let me take you from there, Babati, to this space. So the Lekki tollgate space, you know that they are wanting to reintroduce the tolling, but they are kicking the can down the road and kicking the can down the road. So they kicked it down the road again to postpone it. They were actually meant to start on the 15th of April, which was a couple of days ago. So they've now moved it even further to continue to allow space for people to get whatever device they need to get. But it continues to open up that space. But they are using heavy security to secure that toll booth. Even haven't told us that they've spoken to all the stakeholders and they say that they're interested to have it back. What are you making of that toll gate space? Should it just, as a commemoration to that NSAS moment, it should just be brought down once and for all?
Yeah, I mean, this is, let me just say this thing, as a political, I love politics. I think this is a letdown by the PDP. In a sense society, PDP should be playing this up. They should be using this. They should be using this as an opportunity to blast APC. If the APC is mad, they better not even think about putting that thing before the elections in next year. At least wait 1 year. They better not do that. And if you're a PDP person, you should be playing this thing up, and reminding people the failures of the APC during the NSAS movement. But on a moral ground, that place should be like a commemoration, or they should have all these names that died, like all these names written there, and like a memorial. Change the name of the bridge to like a NSAS memorial bridge to commemorate that. But we know who owns the bridge, and we know that he wants to run for president, so he needs his money to run. So, but I think it will not be in the favor of the APC for them to tow that place again. That would be a terrible look. And if the PDP knows what it can do, because that might even ignite the youth to come back in a bigger way this time around.
That is why they are manning it with so much heavy security.
They might even come back in a bigger way, and they might even turn political. That might even ignite the thing I've been looking for in the youth. If that to bring them back into the political fold, and they might even change that country. So hopefully, I pray they bring it back to help the youth wake up finally. But politically, that would be a wrong move.
Because the original idea of the tolling was to help recover the investment in building that bridge, which it has 10 times over been recovered.
Right.
So now it's essentially now just a tax. It's a tax now, not recovering money anymore.
Right.
But is it a justified tax on public infrastructure?
No. Regardless of him being taxed or not, just the moral, the situation behind the killings on that bridge, it's enough justify not tolling that place again. Just what happened on that bridge that night should be enough to not toll that place, regardless of the money or not. Just eat the cost of that, just for peace to reign and just for us to heal as a country. That would be, in my own opinion, enough to not toll that bridge again.
All right, thank you.
But if I'm PDP, oh my God, I'm playing this up all day.
They should be already playing it up. So I don't know.
They should be using this. They should be using it as a political tool, weapon against the APC.
Yes. All right. Thank you. So let me acknowledge some of the super chats that have, but it's really Alexander's domain that really uses that function, and he uses first to tease me. He says, one man is really Omo mommy. He's the last child. So there it is. Maybe I've been telling you too much about myself, Alexander Gomez. Thank you for the super chat. And the super chat again. Buhari is not picking a Yoruba as his favorite. So there's a natural, you would have thought that the Fulanis and the Yorubas would be natural bedfellows, but with this Buhari especially, he recoils from the Yorubas, especially for reasons of our intellect, because he just knows that, they're too clever for him. So he recoils from that somewhat. So I think that may well be what Alexander Gomez is hinting at. So thank you, Alexander, for the super chat.
Yes, sorry to button.
Yeah,
what do you think that there's a candidate that Buhari might and
it's Rotimi Amechi. Rotimi Amechi is his candidate.
No. Let me ask the guys the question. Do you think that there's a candidate that Buhari might pick that might implode the party, that would be so toxic to the point where people just abandon the APC?
Yaya Bello.
Oh, yes. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Let me. Okay, I agree on that one.
I agree on that one too. I agree on that one too. Everybody will just pack their bags and leave. Yeah. Wait. Say. All right. I was going to say Amechi, but I think Yaya Bello really is the real name. So thank you. Let me go on from you, Babate, for reasons of time, and let me go to Soli, who just suggested Yaya Bello, and let me take Soli to GARBA SHEHU, who comes up. We've always been looking for that phrase that captures the essence of Yemsen WIKE. So Bolekaja politics is the appellation that GARBA SHEHU has come up with. So GARBA SHEHU berates Governor WIKE for condemning the state pardon granted by Buhari to Governor Dariye and Name of both Plateau and Taraba State. So the criticism valid though, he's granted state pardons. He comes in under the anti-corruption mantra. These people are barely 3 years in prison. They went all the way to the Supreme Court that upheld their conviction. They are barely 3 years in prison, and he grants them state pardon. Look at all of that processes. In fact, the money to prosecute these people was actually even more than the money that they stole. But he grants them state pardons, they being PDP members. But of course, James Ibori, of course, that atrocity still hang on his neck. So Wike's comment that this pardon was granted essentially for political reasons, and GARBA SHEHU's witty clapback, Bolekaja politics, all of that are solid.
So the people that were pardoned were in PDP?
Well, apparently they are PDP members, yes.
Well, this is just a totally corrupt administration. Everything everybody does that is corrupt will be pardoned and forgiven. I don't think Buhari wants any. I think Buhari knows that he did a bad job, but he doesn't want any politician to really, be unhappy during his administration. So he's just making every politician happy. That's just it. That's all I see. He's going to pardon everything everybody does. So that's just going to keep happening till he leaves the administration. Since he can't satisfy the people, he satisfies the people in power. Simple as that.
Well, that's a good phrase. If he can't satisfy the people, he satisfies the people in power. So well said, Solly. But also the suggestion that they are granting this pardon as a pay forward for pardons being granted to them in the future.
Yes. That's why I say he doesn't want to anger anybody in this administration or any. Everybody gets a pardon. I just pardon me when I leave too. Simple as that. An Aboki kind of plan.
I wonder if they attempted to recover any of the monies, though. That's the thing,
just to collect their own share now.
All right, and this battle now that is brewing between TINUBU and Oshibanjo, to the point that PDP are now stepping in, APC rather are now stepping in to urge caution. So what are you making first of that battle? And then my suggestion that it can very quickly backfire on TINUBU, and then the APC feeling the need to come in to caution the space.
Well, I don't know. This just seems like old kind of politics, like all these kind of things that people, all these old women in Oyo State will be doing. You know, all this kind of betrayal. This one, are you? It's not even focused on the campaign. You know, the old man he's not who he used to be, but he doesn't want to accept, and nobody wants to tell him. He's trying. Oh, you can still see some of that vigor in him, but he's not who he used to be. He just needs to live the way.
So it's essentially operating on past glory.
Yes, you know, and he's trying to knock the youths, not youths, but the younger ones, by saying I'm your elder. It's not gonna work. It's not going to work in this day and age, you know. So you should have just taken it as competition. Okay, no problem. If you're actually better, you should teach this guy a lesson by winning. You know, that is the old Tinubu, not this one that. And even if he's not the one that sent all those things, even though I know that, you know, I can say 98% is the one that
Do you think those things would have happened outside of his knowledge? Or do you think that he would not have initiated it, but they would have told him that we are going to do this, and they have said, go ahead?
I will know that he was fully aware. It doesn't matter whether it's the one, you know, either way, he would have been aware. That's just how he is. And he would have, you know, him saying don't do it is the go ahead. He didn't say it. So they will go ahead. You know.
All right.
We all know how he is when he doesn't want something.
Yes, we saw the person that knows that best is Ambode. He's still crying in Ekwe as we speak. You know, we've not even heard from Ambode in this. How come we've not heard? We've not heard from a lot of people. Ambode, we've not heard. We've not heard from Fashola.
Confident, one man. They are not confident. If you are not in this at current Buhari's administration, I think your power would have been so suppressed. You know, everybody felt it. Everybody felt it. As long as you're not in this administration, everybody outside it felt it. Doesn't matter whether you're a politician, you are not. As long as you were not in this administration, everybody felt it. So everybody, they've lost their confidence, you know. And this is what happens when you are given political roles. Not when if you worked for it, you will know how to start all over again from the beginning, just like Tinubu did, you know. But all these people, they didn't really work for it. They got it through godfatherism. So how do they know how to start it up again? No experience.
All right. And this relentless gun attacks against Soludo, especially in his hometown, the East are seeing it as the tone there is they're saying it's an attempted assassination. What are you making of that tone? Once the description of it being an attempt at an assassination, and more importantly, why do you think it is happening? So they launch at him again. Soludo, it's barely what? It's not even a month in that post.
You know how these people are tribal now, and they get very emotional about it. And okay, for example, if a husband and a wife are fighting, you know, they are both emotional. That is why they are fighting. But if one person doesn't care, they won't fight. So Ludio trying to push them back a bit would have seen, you know, even if he wants to say he wants to do, he wants to give them money, he wants to take them to school, some of them will still see that as an attack to their agitation, you know, because they feel like they are serving a purpose. And me, I just feel like their brain is on pause. Because yes, now that's where Nnamdi Kanu left them, and that's where they've been since. They cannot formulate anything past that. Their brain has just been on pause, you know. So, and they are forcing everybody to be on pause too. They don't understand that life moves on, you know. So he has to get aggressive with them, but it may be true, it may not be true, but it most likely is coming. You know, it's going to come because they want a reaction. They want to feel noticed. They want to feel, you know, and if they are doing things and nobody is reacting, they will just keep on increasing it. You know, they like attention, good or bad. They just always want to be remembered that we are still here. You know, so he has to get aggressive and clamp them down, Obasanjo style.
Yes, you know, but good luck to him, you know, because the change that is looking to effect, he now is saying that it's very good to have academic models of all of these sort of things, but when you want to put them into actual practice, it's a lot more difficult than it is.
Yes, he will be forced to do so. He will be. That is when you will now know what it means to be a politician.
All right, thank you, Solly. So Alexander just joins us at the 11th hour. Good to see you, Alexander.
Good to see my wall. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey, I'm okay. Happy bank holiday. Happy Easter to everyone on the platform this morning.
Same to you. So, is there a particular meal for Easter? I don't even know. Because you're Americans, you have a meal for everything. Is there is it turkey or something? What's the meal for?
No,
Easter?
I don't think there's I actually don't celebrate American holidays because I see myself as a foreigner. I wasn't born in America, so I live in America. I carry their passport sometimes.
You sound American, so you don't sound like
it's a shame because I was speaking to my stepmother yesterday.
Yeah.
And she couldn't recognize my voice. She said, "You have this American twang." I took that personally.
Oh, you've been there long enough, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
So good to see you. So, which of the topic points are particularly interesting?
The Yoshibajo TINUBU shenanigan.
Yes.
What's his name? TINUBU is playing dirty politics. He's playing his Saleko politics. You know, I'm from that part of Nigeria, so I know when they start playing this is Saleko BS. He's not favored. People don't want him. And like Solly said, and I said it the other day too, age is caught up with him. He's lost it. He's trying his best, but he doesn't have what it takes like he used to. He needs to come to the realization that age is caught up with him. And he's not going to get the nomination. He's not going to get the nomination. If he gets the nomination, I'll give everybody on the platform $1,000 each. He's not going to get the nomination.
Noted.
Alexander is he can afford it anyway, but you said that publicly now. So
yeah, you can hold me to that. I'm serious. He's not going to get it. He's less. I think you should realize that he's getting less popular by the day.
Yes, and it's getting somewhat desperate in its tone as well, which is
yes,
this is now desperado politics that we're seeing now.
Yeah, he is. We want his wife to step down too as my senator, so that my brother can be the next senator of Lagos Central.
Is that where he's contesting, your brother?
Yeah, because this Jandon guy has guaranteed PDP the win. You see, these things are all strategic. Jandon brought about 50% of the people that would normally vote in APC to PDP. So TINUBU effectively is looking at losing Lagos. If he loses Lagos, if PDP wins Lagos, the next president of Nigeria will be a PDP candidate. Yeah, but I'm hearing from the big boys in that country that they don't want Atiku. You know, they don't want Atiku. I don't know who they're looking at, but Atiku is not favored right now. I don't know who they're going for. That I don't know anything about. But
do you feel a sense that there's somewhat a clearing of the old guard?
Yes.
So all this Atiku, TINUBU,
it's becoming apparent, isn't it? Becoming apparent, isn't it? So, yeah, that's the thing. It's this. I can't wait for this 2023, is it 23 or 2022, wherever. This election, I'm waiting for it because the results that's going to come out would be. I mean, it's going to be as fair as one can expect in Africa, because they have this check and balance in place now that it's not impossible to rig, but it's much difficult now than it was prior. So the winners 9 times out of 10 will probably be the people that the voters actually want to pick as their candidate and as whoever they want them to represent. So it's going to be fascinating. It's going to be fascinating.
It's quite interesting that just barely 6 weeks now, approximately 6 weeks to the party primaries, we're still none the wiser who is likely to emerge as the candidate of either party. You know, so we see
everything changes. You know. Let me say this. My big brother, came to America for 5 days. About 2 months ago. No, I tell a lie. Maybe about 6 weeks ago. And before he was the leading candidate. And before he got back, the big wigs had decided that no, they want to give it to Jandon. because Jandon is guaranteeing them the win in Lagos. You know, the chances of Jandon winning the election in Lagos is higher than Frank Gomez. You know, Frank Gomez one-on-one could probably beat Jandon, but when it comes to the main election, he might not be able to secure that ticket, that win. But this Jandon guy, the guy is phenomenal in Lagos, and he could win. He could win the governorship election in Lagos State. TINUBU has lost it. Soli is right, and Soli, that's the younger Soli. I even noticed today. Do you notice Soli speaks with Yoruba with an accent? That's sad.
It's an Ekiti man now. You know this.
It's very sad. The man, I said, it sounds like an Igbo man speaking Yoruba. You know, Shehu,
This is sad. This is just sad.
Look at that.
I know.
You know,
I know. So
I know. I even teach white people Yoruba. So you know, I'm trying.
Well, in that accent, in Igbo
that's the wrong Yoruba you're teaching them. You're teaching them wrong Yoruba.
You see, this is why he's brilliant. This is why Soli is brilliant. He internalizes and interprets everything in English. So when he spurs English out, it just flows. That's why he speaks so well. Because see, English, Yoruba is the second language. He speaks like an Englishman when he's speaking Yoruba. It's sad, but that has its good parts too. Okay, no, this is my contribution. Don't think Shibanjo will be a Buhari's candidate. But no, it's going to be Rotimi Amechi. Rotimi Amechi has been with Buhari from day one. He spent a lot of what's his name? Engineer said it here. Spent a lot of Rivers money on Buhari. So it's Buhari likes people who are loyal to him. So it only makes logical sense that he favors him as his candidate. It's only natural. It's a natural thing to do out of loyalty. Hausa people are known for that. Hausa people are known, and Fulani people are known to be very loyal people. If you go to them, they're good to you. If you're nasty to them, they cut your block off. That's just the way it is.
But TINUBU was good to them now, but now they are looking to savage him.
Well, yes, but he wasn't as loyal as. You know, with Rotimi Amechi, look at what Rotimi Amechi did in Daura. I think he turned Daura into a mini Dubai. You know, so he played his cards right. So, but if he becomes the president of Nigeria, believe me, I'll renounce my citizenship. And I'll buy 30-minute airtime and tell them why I'm not going to be Nigerian, because he has nothing. Absolutely nothing to offer. It's the most qualified person. The most qualified person for that position is Oshibanjo, but they're not going to give it to him.
Let me ask Alex.
All right. Yes, take a question from Babati Alexander.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, sir.
Earlier on, I posed a question. I was asking. I said, "Who will TINUBU Buhari pick that might implode the party?" And one man said Amechi. That if he picked Amechi, that people might leave in droves where it won't gather enough support. So you saying that he's going to pick Amechi, do you think that him picking Amechi might implode the party to where APC might not even be viable enough to compete with people?
Well, it might weaken their strength. It might. I'm not sure it would, but it might. But I don't think. Even if he picks him, I don't think Rotimi Amechi will be the next president of Nigeria. I don't think he's got the cojones to be the president of Nigeria, really. But he's favored. I mean, being a nominee don't mean you're going to be. If Lagos State falls to PDP, PDP candidate will be the president of Nigeria. Simple permutation. There's no hair come about that. That's just so that's what we're looking at. If PDP can take Lagos State, that's it. End of story. APC is gone. It's a gone party. It's a gunner.
But you know, TINUBU,
go ahead.
TINUBU rather keep his Lagos than vie for Vedra. He's not going to lose his baby. Lagos is his baby.
Don't say that. TINUBU, there's too much division in that. Look, one of TINUBU's main boys is Jandon, and Jandon has moved. And that's the only reason why they took that thing away from my big brother and gave it to Jandon, because Jandon can guarantee them Lagos State. He can get Lagos State.
That's the guy on your screen.
Yeah, he can get Lagos State easily. He is guaranteed them 50% of the people that would normally vote in Lagos, moving them to PDP. And the people behind this Jandon, the WIKEs are behind.
Which party is this guy in?
He moved APC, now it's PDP.
Yeah, he moved from APC to PDP.
So you see, this is the year in your mind that PDP takes over Lagos. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Oh, yes.
This is their best chance. This is their best chance.
TINUBU will never let it go easily. He will be.
Don't forget TINUBU. You're beginning to contradict yourself now.
Yeah.
TINUBU is not the same TINUBU of old. He's lost it a little bit. There's a lot of division. There's a lot of division in APC. Jandon moving is a major problem for APC. That boy is a big boy in that party.
Yes.
You know, so
it looks like a gangster, though.
He's a gangster. Those are the people that do bad work for TINUBU. You know, so he's moved to PDP. He's guaranteed PDP Lagos State. So you do know that Lagos State carries a lot of votes. So if PDP can win Lagos State, whoever they decide to nominate as the presidential candidate is the next president of Nigeria. Yeah, it's going to be difficult, but I think that the closest.
Don't they run the state and federal election concurrently? It's not the same time.
Oh.
So again,
the state, the governorship and the presidential election.
No, they don't run it concurrently. No, they run it in sequence. They run the governorship to crescendo on the on the president.
Oh,
you mean the election or the primaries?
The election.
Oh,
the election.
No,
I don't know. Yeah.
So I don't think it's on the same day. But Ajali Koko is the expert on that. He will know.
It's not on the same day. They don't do it on the same day.
But the same week though, or I don't know.
I think it's a week. I think the gubernatorial is a week before the presidential.
Oh, okay, so that should give you an idea of what the federal will look like.
Yes, exactly. It will be indicative of who would win the general election. You know.
All right, thank you.
So let me let you people carry on with your show. I just wanted to contribute my little quarter. Okay.
All right, good to see you. And Alexander, go and get your wallet to the ready, because even people in the comment section now, they are sending their account.
It's okay. I can give one man $10,000. He's my junior. That's no problem. We come from the same background.
You had it here first, though. So I'll
pay your
contact
tithe,
you.
Pay your offering today. Today's Sunday. Pay your tithe and offering.
No, Alexander does that regularly. You know, Alexander, you're on the screen now. When Alexander used to super chat, I had to contact him privately to say that I do hope that you know that you know when
I
you
don't
get
have to do it.
Yes, that when you get your bank statement, because there was a time it was just it was on average.
Yeah, but I had to look. If people don't know, one man and I attended the same high school, secondary school. And one man doesn't know, but I know for a fact my sister was one man's teacher. So one man is like a baby brother to me. So I'm supporting one man the way I can.
Alex, please can you give us some dirt on one man, please?
No, I can't do that.
the same school, but different sets. But thank you, Alexander. Let's hear from Meadowman so that we would have heard all the voices before we round off. So thank you, Alexander. I'll contact you via WhatsApp. So Meadowman, just to say hello to him, we text and the engineer too. I think engineer and Alexander, we are always communicating. So let's hear from Meadowman, and so that we would have heard all the voices. So Meadowman, are you there?
Hello, woman.
Good to hear from you. So which of the talking points especially tickle your fancy?
I don't know. I heard Mr. Alexander calling Amechi like he was an Igbo man. So that
is he not? Is an Igbo man now?
It means Alexander himself.
Yes.
Oh, you mean Alexander? You know Alexander's wife is Igbo. His children are half Igbo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's married to an Igbo woman. So
okay, that explains that.
Oh yes.
He pronounces Amechi like he was an Igbo person.
Yes, and I think he lived in the East for a while as well. So yeah, it's very much steeped in that tradition.
Okay. So let me contribute my 2 cents on the Soludo incident.
Yes. Do you think it's moving too fast, Soludo?
People would say that, but I don't think so. You see, Soludo bought with his own money, and he knew what he was getting into when he became governor. I remember, what's his name? Chris Ngige was the former governor of Anambra State, right? And in those days, Chris Ngige, he had a fight with Obasanjo, and Obasanjo blocked the allocation to Anambra State for like 7 months. And Chris Ngige ran the state, building infrastructure and paying salaries, and even increasing salaries with the internally generated revenue of Anambra State. And I remember one time, he said that if he could organize the revenue system in Anambra State, he doesn't need any federal allocation from Abuja. So, and when Soludo, I'm just saying this so that what I will say next, I'm going to replace. So when Soludo came in, one of the things he did was, I don't know if you listened to his inauguration speech. One of the things he did was to stop these AGBEROs from collecting, because it is like shared. Anambra State is like shared. They're very powerful people that run things over there. So this Soludo made an audit, came out with a number of about 1.3 trillion naira that these people collect, and less than 20% of it goes to the coffers of the state. So he stopped that. He said no AGBERO will collect taxes for the state government anymore. So he's trying to use technology to organize that. So that is number one fight he bought. These people are powerful people. You don't just do that and get away with it easy. So the number two fight was with, Onitsha is like Lagos, is a city beside a river, just like Lagos is beside a sea. So you have canals, natural canals, where when it rains, water will flow through these canals into the river. So over the years, from the 70s to the 80s to the 90s, people simply built on these canals. They just filled it and built on it unauthorized. So when it rains, you have flooding in the city. You have flooding. People that live in the lower part of the city get flooded. People even die. And state governor after state governor have tried to undo that thing, but these people are powerful people. You have to bring down buildings, 4 or 5 story buildings down to reclaim the canal. So that is number 2. And then number 3 was going, this thing about the sit at home. Non-state actors having such influence and putting fear in the minds of people and having them do what they want. These people have guns. If you can have 1,000 people, if you have one person that has a gun with bullets in it that can kill somebody, people will abide by what they say. So that is number 3. So I'm not surprised these things are happening.
Do you think it's moving too fast? Is it moving too fast?
But it is something necessary. It is necessary. If he wants to do it different from how things have been done in that state, it is necessary. I don't know if it is too fast, but if you just like they told other governors, slow, and it never happened. So he decided to do what he has to do, and he knew it. He knew this fight was coming. So I don't think it's a surprise to him.
But, all right.
But there's something.
Go on.
Yeah, there's something he has that works in his favor. He has the support of the people, the common people. He has the support of the people, even though they are not manifesting, for obvious reasons. publicly but he knows, and I am from the state, so I know who is okay, Alexander.
Yeah, so that's Alexander responding to you. Like I said, he's half Igbo almost, all of his family Igbo. Middleman, I speak Igbo with fluent style. So thank you for
okay. Okay, that explains that.
Oh yeah, go on, sir.
Yes, so he knew what he was getting into, and he knew it wasn't going to be easy, but he knows it's something that was necessary. You remember he invited so many people, so many technocrats before he took.
Yes, Madam Obi Pato told me, yeah, everybody.
Yeah, so he brought in these people from the US and the UK to be members of his cabinet because he didn't want to be in the hands of the local politicians. These people are very powerful over there. Their powers even extend outside Anambra State.
Well, all right. Thank you, Middleman. Really for reasons of time, because we're 2 hours 40 minutes into what is meant to be a 2-hour session. So I'll seek to round off here, but you couldn't turn up and we not hear your voice. Always a delight to hear from you. We don't hear from you enough, Middleman. So please join us whenever you are free. So thank you, gentlemen. That has been the session. So we leave it here. Carry the conversation in the comment section, but here I say peace.